Call 866-224-5422. Toll free 866-224-5422. AMP2.TV, the first and only internet television network that's truly plugged in. 866-224-5422. That's AMP, the number 2.TV.
Wow, this looks really great. Gosh, I've got to stop talking to myself. The Psychic Gallery on the first Monday of every month, 7:30 p.m., here in Boca Raton. De-stress, connect with intuitive abilities, laugh, learn about psychic phenomena, and get psychic messages? Psychic messages? Woo! Where's the price? Here it is. Only $25 at the door? Awesome! How do I sign up? Oh, easy. Go to HalleyElise.com. Nice. $5 off online? Oh, I've got to call the girls and tell them about the Psychic Gallery on the first Monday of the month. Great time. 7:30 p.m. Perfect. Have to remember HalleyElise.com for the Psychic Gallery.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Welcome to the Halley Elise Show, featuring your host, empowerment psychic Halley Elise. She is an author, psychic, and media personality, and has been listed as one of the top 100 psychics in America. Empowerment psychic Halley Elise shares the spiritual, metaphysical, holistic, and magical powers of the universe. Follow Halley on her website at HalleyElise.com, and all her shows can be seen via live stream video. Now, here's your host, empowerment psychic Halley Elise.
Hello, how are you doing today? I bet you're a little shocked to see me here. My name is Bryan Hayes. I was a former guest of Halley on her show, which is right now, but I'm now a guest host because Halley is homesick today, so please send her all of your prayers and well wishes for a speedy recovery. So I want to ask you a question. What gets you up in the morning? What brought you here today? Now, you may say that this morning you got up because you had to go to work. Well, first of all, have to, such a strong word. What if it was a choice that you didn't have to go to work? Right now, you could be absolutely any place, anywhere in the universe, but you chose to be here at this moment, here today. What drove you to that? What's your ambition? What's your love? What are the things that drives you to get up in the morning? That's a good answer. I'm sitting there just listening to all the heads, sitting there all spinning in your head, all the things you're thinking about, because one of the things we look at is a lot of times we get up in the morning, we run around in our routine, and we forget to realize what actually gets us up in the morning. I want to share something. First of all, I'm not a psychic, but I have absolutely gained so much from Halley's spiritual guidance. And it is through that I have helped myself and throughout my professional career as a coach and other professional endeavors, even in the acting world. And I'll share a few things that I've learned and things that have helped me and things that have helped me. And then maybe that'll be something that'll be helpful for you as well. So as we start out, I can say that I absolutely love life. I'm someone that has done a little bit of everything. When I say a little bit of everything, I've done everything from acting. And acting to me is like a microcosm of all life. For example, what is the most difficult job out there? Well, more than anything else is finding a job. Once you get a job, if you're trained properly, if you're in the right environment, getting the job, most people, if they're set up to be successful, chances are they're going to be. Getting a job is really difficult. And as an actor, that's what you do all day, is going to auditions. Now, for me, I am not an actor that is a famous movie star actor or anything else. Most of what I've done is commercials. And what is it like to be an actor, and what's it like to be a commercial actor? First of all, you get a call, and basically it's from your agent, and your agent says, okay, you have an audition. Most of the time, you don't realize what you're going for in terms of the audition. So you get there, and you think, okay, so what am I going to do now? You don't realize what the product is or anything else. Sometimes it's not even until you get on set that you realize. So basically, that's the first rule that I have, is that, with acting being basically a microcosm of all life, is that through that experience, I've learned that expect the unexpected. You can plan as much as you want, but basically, some things you can control and so many things you can't control. One of the things I've learned is that there are basically only two things that I can truly control. That's my mind, and that's my body. And in learning that, in fact, there was a Buddhist monk that once told me that the reason that you meditate is because without meditation, your words control you. Through meditation, you control your thoughts. And I'm sorry, through meditation, you control your thoughts. Without meditation, your thoughts control you. And really, that's what I've also come to even lately, and that is through the meditative process of slowing things down. Now, when I say that I love life, and I get up in the morning, and there's very few times, even if I don't set my alarm, I'm still going to get up early, and I walk my dog. When I walk my dog, I'm going to find that every morning I'm going to see something a little different. I'll notice the flowers, the trees. I love getting up before the sunrise just to see the sun coming up. It's such a majestic, beautiful time. And in doing that, what I've realized is how important it is to slow down. One of the things I've started to doing is before I go to work in the morning, I go an hour early, and I stop about halfway to work, actually about 3/4 of my way. Stop, do some stretching, do some qigong, do some meditating, and it is amazing how much that sets the stage for the rest of my day. And that's something I learned too in acting, is that the world is, your entire life is your stage. When you look at someone and you think, wow, that person is an amazing actor, so many times it's just they're relaxed. So many times it's just that they're comfortable in their own skin. And when you see somebody like that, you naturally gravitate to them. If you see somebody who has joy in their life, give you an example. I used to work in the office supply industry in sales and marketing. And there was a time when I was in the marketing department, and there was this woman there, and we were talking on the phone, and she said, do you know why I end up buying from you? And I kind of looked at her, and I was like, or not looked at her because I was on the phone. See if you're paying attention there. So I was talking to her on the phone, and I was saying, so tell me, why do you buy from me? And she said, because I like you. And it's amazing. That is what, in both personally and professionally, we like to be surrounded by people that we like. Same thing. If you look at an actor and they're likable, there's something about that that transcends. Even from, you take all things being equal, and person has the same resume, say even look wise are very similar. If there's something about them that is likable, chances are that's who you want to be surrounded with. And those are the things that have really helped me going forward, is just being able to find things that I love about life. And that's, when I went into the acting arena, I'm not someone who woke up, and this might be for some people as well. I think that there's a couple different types of people in the world. Some people grow or come out of the womb and they know exactly what it is that they want to do. Give you, for example, is Halley. Halley is not only an amazing psychic, but if you listen to her stories and listen about when she was a child and the amazing things she did way before she became a professional, how that, she was basically born to do what she's doing now. She also took the initiative and followed her intuition, which is also so important. If there is something that you do believe in, and it is something intrinsic within you, inside you, following your heart, following your dreams, and really making that a reality. Halley has done that, and is a great testament to that. I'm someone who, I grew up, and ever since I was young, I ended up just enjoying most of everything. I did not have a bad high school experience. I loved high school. In fact, one of my friends came up to me once and just came toward me like I thought he was going to hit me, and he got right up next to me, and he had this big, just anger look on his face, and I was, what's going on? And he said, "Why are you so happy all the time?" And I thought, I don't know, because it was the first time that somebody had ever kind of approached me. And he said, "You are always smiling. No matter what, no matter what's going on, you're always smiling, you're always happy." And I kind of just laughed, shrugged it off, and walked away. And after that, I started really looking at myself, and even started asking people, not to the point of what do you love, what do you get up in the morning, but what makes you happy? What truly makes you happy? Now, when I'd ask people, I would get answers such as, "Well, my girlfriend makes me happy." And I would respond back, "Okay, so if your girlfriend's out of the room, then does that mean you're sad?" And I would go further and say, "Oh, so if you break up with your girlfriend, does that mean that you're completely, sad for the rest of your life?" And, there'd be different people say, "I just can't even fathom that, can't even think of that." Well, what really does make you happy? It's really getting to look at yourself and taking that process. That's one of the things with acting as well, is that branding yourself. It's amazing how if you look at someone starting out their career as an actor, a lot of times, somebody will come up and say, "Oh, so what do you want to do with your acting career?" "I want to be Tom Cruise." Well, if you want to be Tom Cruise, there are certain physical attributes. There are certain things that are intrinsic to being a quote-unquote Tom Cruise. But yet, there's actors for every single body type, every single, there's so much opportunity out there. And in fact, I think that that's something that's very magical, and such a beautiful thing about living in the world we live in right now. And that's that we have so much opportunity. It used to be before that you had just a very limited opportunity, say, with acting, but now, again, you can be any shape, size. There are movies that are coming out continuously. There's opportunities out there. And again, that is something that is, there's more opportunities from a spiritual level. You see more, like Halley has a show on that absolutely highlights all the things that are spiritual in the world. Would we have that, say, several years ago? Maybe not. And really, it becomes really looking at what you have today, and really even going down to what is today. Are you getting up in the morning? Are you loving life? And one of the things is, if not, change it. That is the biggest thing, is if you're not loving it, change it. That's easier said than done. Believe me, I've been in situations, I've been in places where it's not that easy to change what you're doing. Career-wise, I'm not afraid to take a risk. Other people are terrified of taking a risk. When I first started, I was actually a business consultant, and I was training a sales team. And coming back on the airplane, I ended up sitting next to someone, and I talked to everybody. Imagine that. Talk to everybody, because I'm fascinating with people. I really do believe that everybody has a story. As a writer, that is something that compels me. I love seeing the stories that people share. So many times, I volunteer with elderly, and it's amazing how many have such compelling stories of their life, and nobody knows about it. And to me, that's what's important, is having the stories told. Is because, I mean, so many times we sit there and wait and we think, oh, okay, tomorrow's going to come, I'm going to make that change tomorrow. The next day is going to come, I'm going to do something then. Sorry to tell you, but the only real time you have is right now. And before you know it, I mean, if you look at how old you are right now, do you think you would be where you are today? If so, congratulations. If not, what things have led you from yesterday to today? How many yesterdays brought here today? And can you count of the days that were good versus the days that were bad? I have a saying that goes something like this: every day is a good day. It's only the moments within each day that differ. Meaning that we can either focus on what we love about today, or we can focus on what goes wrong in the day. And no matter what, there's only 24 hours that were allotted. What's really funny is the fact that we can have one situation and it could last 30 seconds. And yet we can end up having that devastate not only our day, but even our lives. We all have something that someone has said at some point in time, and that ends up just completely changing our thought process. I mean, I can say for myself, going back, it's amazing that I ended up being in front of the camera when I was in high school. I hated being in front of the camera. I've always enjoyed talking to people, but I had, I had this one opportunity, and I say it's an opportunity, but I had this opportunity when these girls came at me, and I was running one night, and this one girl came up, and she was drunk, and she said, "Oh my God, you are so ugly." The beautiful part about that is that it helped me realize for longest time I saw what she saw. Later, I started to peel back the layers and saw what I really wanted to see. And that was that not only myself, but we all have something to give. We all have some special talent. We all have something within ourselves. For me, happiness has come, I guess you could say, naturally. It's not that I haven't had bad days, but it's through that process. I found that other people, like, for example, success comes really easy. Some people, no matter what they do, it's like money just kind of gravitates to them. And that's really, what my point is that, so many times, even on a spiritual level, I talk to a lot of my most spiritually gifted and people that I love, and they gravitate to happiness, and they can see that as something that resonates. When you start talking about success, you start talking about money, when you start talking about really being successful in a worldly way, that can become intimidating and frightful. And I've come to this conclusion with myself, and I think that that's the other part is we can only speak for ourselves. We only see what we see, we only know what we know, and we only come from where we come from. Meaning that there's an entirely amazing world out there. There's a whole world around us. We only see a fragment of that. There's so many colors that we're not able to see, so many sounds we don't hear, so many perspectives. In fact, it is amazing how, if you look at a story, even back in high school, my high school teacher once had I couldn't even tell you if it was a man or a woman that came in, but they came rushing through the door, came up to the chalkboard, I think threw chalk down, said something, and immediately left. He then turned to us and said, okay, what just happened? Write it down. Tell us what happened. What was the person wearing? Tell us in the most detail as possible. Fascinating that more than half of us had something completely different. But that's the way life is. We all see things differently. But my point is that we all share things so much more in common than we are different. We all want to be happy. And I think that we all deserve to be successful as well. And that successful is just like happiness. Happiness is defined however you define it. Whatever makes you happy, whatever you love, whatever your passion is, that's all that matters. You may have no interest whatsoever in being an actor. You may just think it's amazing to go out and paint a building, not paint a wall, but paint a building. You may want to sit in front of the computer and do spreadsheets all day because you are an amazing accountant. Good for you. Success is something that is, to me, something I've really, really come to a point. I grew up thinking that success wasn't as important. What was important, that I was happy what I was doing. Success was important only as far as I could say that I was programmed that, and I programmed myself, that money had some negative connotations. And it wasn't until, that's another lesson in life. It's not until you don't have something. It's almost like, and I'm learning now, sometimes it's not until you lose everything that you find yourself. The question becomes, do you look at yourself in the mirror? Are you able to see yourself clearly? And are you able to be honest with yourself enough to say, okay, these are the things that I want to change, and then do it? And that's kind of where I'm at right now in my process, in my life, is the things that I want to change in my life. So how do I do that? One is that I have felt that being successful is just as important, because my sphere of influence and your sphere of influence can be the same way, is that I can be the happiest I can be. I can absolutely just love life, sitting in my cardboard box, sitting on the side of the street, and I can be happy. But the lives that I can affect are really, really small. It's narrow, my narrow focus. It's a narrow sphere of influence. For me, though, being able to share with people, even this opportunity that Halley gave me, which I'm so incredibly grateful for, is being able to share and being able to spread things like the words love, kindness, compassion. There's something for me, being successful is not just being successful to the point of hurting other people. My success means being incredibly successful in every sense of the word, but also being able to give back. I have this theory, if you will, that the most important person that I take care of is myself. It is so important for me to take care of myself, and once I take care of myself, then I take care of my family. Once I take care of my family, then I take care of my neighborhood. It's just like with, outside I go and I spend a lot of time in my garden and with my grass. Why do I do that? In part because I love it, but also it's amazing to see how much the more you do that, the more your neighbors inevitably do that. And what I would really like to leave you with is you can be happy. You can be successful. You can have it all. It's just a matter of, first of all, setting your mind to that place where, one, you believe in yourself, in whatever power you believe, but you have to believe you can. From that, then make the decision and then take action. This is Bryan Hayes, and this is the Halley Elise Show.
Be enchanted and delighted. Connect each week here on WNN for the Halley Elise Show. Also on Facebook and at HalleyElise.com. Thanks for tuning in. The opinions expressed on the preceding spot